Yes.
But we're ready.
You know what sucks? That we didn't do this last week because I was full of fucking energy last week.
Right. I think might have been lame last week, or maybe no, I did have cool shit, but I still have cool shit.
Damn it, Ronald.
Hey,
I
job
remember-
interview and plumbing problems, man.
That sounds like your problem.
Welcome to the Strobing Butt Plug. I am your host, Ariana, and this is our other host, Missy, and this is your other host, Ronald.
And this is a show about craft beer.
Obviously. And today we're gonna drink beer.
Hell yeah.
And
Of the craft variety.
I said craft beer.
craft beer.
Craft, not
I wasn't
craft.
trying to correct you. I was just trying to throw shit into.
So today on the Strobing Butt Plug.
Doo-doo.
I was hoping you did.
I know. I seem to look.
We have a beer from Parkersburg Brewing Company, Luponic Rhapsody, a New England style India Pale Ale at 7.3%. And let's see, I want to say this one said, this one is a malt and milk sugar sweetness bursting with fruity hop flavors. This beer has a low bitterness and is big in flavor and aroma generated through massive late whirlpool hop additions, pleasing to the eyes, nose, and palate.
That sounds like that would be a really good IPA.
So I'm thinking this one's going to be delicious. And then this one is 35 Parks West Virginia Pale Ale. These are still the ones I got West Virginia a month ago. I don't know if this really says like. Okay, here, wait. This is celebrating West Virginia's conservation efforts and state parks by brewing this West Virginia Pale Ale. Locally sourced wheat provides a smooth body, and single-hopped Amarillo imparts an orange zest. Cheers to being wild and wonderful.
I really like the can.
I know. I think
Got
the can's
wildlife
cool.
on it. Got a bee.
Yeah, it's got like a little like
monarch and whatever that is in the background.
I don't know what the percentage is.
Got a fuzzy thing
fuzzy thing.
and a snake.
A
A
snick?
fish.
Snake.
There's a fish and a snick.
Where's the fish?
A snick, a snick?
Ah, it is a snake. A snake.
Let's see.
I know that's not the
Oh,
word
this
used,
one's
but my
fine.
OCD is like, hang on.
2%.
I know. I saw that too. I was like, wow, that's not even.
Oh.
There we go.
No.
We don't even use it.
I know, but backup is in case as a backup.
There we go.
Okay, and then we have Argoseki's Mysterious Berries.
Doo-doo.
So which one should we drink first? I'm still drinking my pre-beer. I just opened.
I was like, I saw that. Like, she just opened a beer. We're getting ready to go drink beer. She's getting her shit on tonight.
Yeah.
It's
I
not like she
drank
gotta drive
a
home.
wine earlier too,
Right,
but
yes.
it's- I don't feel anything. So.
So part of my brain was like, you were talking about the first one really good. But man, let's go with the pretty pink one. Pretty pink one.
Right.
That's what I was thinking I wanted to do first.
Because that other one might be really good. And at the very least, the first one, really good.
Yeah,
in
and
between.
I think this one will be good, but I'm not 100% certain about it. So yeah, let's do this one first.
Cool.
We'll do the West Virginia 35 Parks.
So one of the things I like bounced across on the internet this last week that amused the shit out of me. So remember we had a clam-based beer?
Yes.
Apparently there's someone doing clam-based whiskeys.
Crab. It said crab.
Crab? Okay, crab.
Crab-based whiskeys.
Crab-based whiskeys.
Interesting.
And they're using that in like the making, probably in the mash and all that. And I'm just going, man, that's gotta.
Are they using the crab meat or are they using the crab shells?
Didn't dig that deep into it, but probably the shells.
Because that would be the.
Oh, sorry.
That's cool.
They're
Alcohol
this is
abuse.
gone.
Did you pour shot that, by the way?
That's right. Ah.
Did you pour shot that,
Where's
Ariana?
your towel?
She did not. Let's see.
No, but this is all.
Show the boobs. Oh yeah.
Wearing this shirt earlier, my daughter was looking at me because she's like, I can see your boobs through that shirt.
That is great. The thing that I like that I could see that I could tell in the lights, I could see one line where your hair's the thickest going down like this from between your boobs all the way down to your belly
Nice
button.
cleavage
And
run.
it was hilarious.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours.
Maybe. Nice towel.
Oh, did you pour each other?
I did.
I was there, I think, kind of.
She poured a shot of it while you got the towel for being too moist.
Yeah, I'm moisten things right now.
Alrighty.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
It
Sounds like you're going to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, like Buffy the
How
Vampire Slayer.
funky is it?
Exactly.
That's what I thought you were doing.
So it's
great.
Every time.
So it's a wheat ale with like one hop. Hops.
It smells good. It's got a nice, beautiful color.
It's nice and light.
Is it really dark on my camera too? I don't think that it is. Do we need the light?
No, that thing's always dark because we're not near it because that stupid screen going half-assed to sleep thing. So,
Oh yeah.
you can tell this is pretty much, it's mentioned the wheat. This is pretty much just a straight wheat ale, I think.
This one?
Try it.
Yeah. I gotta turn the switch on now.
Technical problems. There we go.
Yes.
See
Yeah,
that?
this beer is, I mean, it's nice and light. It's not like anything, I don't feel like it's anything special. I mean, it's like a regular tasting beer.
Nothing complicated about it. I think just a really good wheat ale.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's for being an IPA. It's pretty good for that.
I don't like the way it smells.
Yeah.
It smells weird.
Oh, I was going to say, did I tell you guys about the brewery I went to? I did tell you guys about the brewery that I went to, but I'm just going to tell everybody else about the brewery I went to.
Ooh.
It was, what was it, Fig Leaf Brewery?
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
The food was good. Man, we bought like...
Where are they out of?
They are in Middletown, Ohio. So we had a pizza, a salad, I think 5 like flight beers, not 5 flights, but just like we bought like a flight of 4 and then bought an extra one beyond that. I think we bought 2 regular drinks and spent all of like $40, which was a really good price. But to me, all of the beer tasted very perfumey or soap-like. And even the milk stouts didn't have much body to them. That's great. He's got your back. I didn't even notice it.
I didn't either.
I'm just like, what the fuck's missing? What the fuck's missing?
That's great. We go out 1 week, and some of us can't show up on time. Some of us can't pour beer right or get the rinse water ready. What's wrong gonna fuck up?
This is just who I am as a person.
Right? This is gonna happen.
Am I gonna fuck up existence in general, my love?
There you go. That's really good.
So what happened?
Well, there was that concert thing we did.
That's right.
Went to a concert. I got a fake phone number.
She did. Dude was eyeballing her, and I fucking the shit out of her.
All night.
And then at the end of the
And then
night...
begged me for my phone number and then gave me a fake phone number.
That's right. There you go.
I don't know. Whatever. I thought it
People
was
are
funny.
weird. It's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Made me laugh.
We went and saw old metal band Power Man 5000. Haven't seen anything from them live since like
1997.
I don't think I've
probably.
never seen them live. I
it
was
was like-
going to, and they canceled.
It was like 2001 was the last time I would thought about doing that. That was when 9/11 happened.
I think I saw them at like Ozfest or something maybe. I don't know for sure.
They've probably been on Ozfest. I was going to see them at that would have been X-Fest, right?
Yeah.
They were supposed to
one
be
thing.
X-Fest, but 9/11 happened, and they didn't want to. We can't do drop the bombshell. No.
People be offended, upset because, you
People
know.
might get scared and run away and cause mass panic. I think everybody that was intending on being there would not have been panicked about a song that was written.
Yeah. But show was good. Haven't heard them guys live in eons, and like they put out like a bunch of albums that I totally missed.
Right?
To be honest, I think one of the opening acts the best of all.
Yeah, there was.
The
There was
one,
like 4 of them.
the one that was on right before them was at 8 Pounds of Force. I like those guys. I thought they were good.
I think the second one that came on, I think they were called Sequoia. I like
They were
them.
pretty alright. Yeah, they weren't in any order either. The order that was online was not the order in which they played.
So I talked to like a bunch of people about the show, and everybody's like, even some of my daughter's friends were like, "Oh, your dad went over to blah blah Indiana to go see them with Static X and Rob Zombie."
That'd be cool to see.
Because like apparently they're on some kind of Freaks or something or like that tour right now, and the show they were supposed to have in Huntsville, Indiana, which is where all those bands were from in that general area. Basically, like PMK's bus caught fire or broke down or some shit, and so they didn't show up for that show. And then, like, they were talking about how it was their day off. Well, this was like to make up for their not having their own shit and being able to perform at that other show.
Gotcha.
But like, half a dozen people were asking me about that shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, dude, I wish I'd have known I'd have went. Really?
I wondered why 4 bands and Power Man 5000 was so cheap. Like, you
Yeah.
know, $40 for a ticket. Like,
Yeah.
like why would they be playing there? I mean, I know some bigger bands will do stuff like that occasionally. I just didn't know the reason behind it.
But it was cool. It was fun to get the hell out and do something that I haven't done in a long damn time.
Right on.
42-year-old partying like he's 22.
Right on.
I
Fun
feel like
times.
I partied like I was 22.
Right.
I only
Yeah,
have 3
right.
beers.
I was like slamming Jack and Cokes for like a minute.
For a minute. Just a minute.
Well, I drove us home.
Right. Oh, we
It
still...
was a good time though.
I was.
And I was sitting in there and I'm like, man, I'm getting old because I really wish I had some earplugs in right now.
I thought it was kind of loud too. That's my thing. I'm not always about the super loud.
I think I'm just going deaf because I didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was pretty loud.
I have pretty sensitive hearing. That's my thing.
So, what the fuck else did you ladies get to do this weekend?
So last week, it was really funny. So me and Stacy were just like, I don't know, just chilling, doing our thing. I don't know, she maybe had a shower or whatever, and I had my shower, and I came out and I went to I was like, here, let me give you a massage, you know. Gave her a massage and I'm like, get your shirt up, get your shirt off. And they're like, I was
just trying to see her boobs.
No, I don't need to try to see her boobs. But like, it was this thing, like I was like massaging her back and everything. I don't know like why we got so fucking goofy, but like, so I was naked, she was like, just sit on me, massage me. And so I got on top of her after she was real slick and oiled, and I was just sliding myself like up on top of her, like back and forth, and it was really hilarious. We were like, OnlyFans! We need to do an OnlyFans!
That's what I was about to say. Subscribe to their OnlyFans now.
And it's like, I was like, you could just be a massage like that. Because she said it was the best massage she ever had. And I was just basically sliding my ass. I was sitting on her like she was laying on her stomach. And I was straddling her, just sliding myself back and forth. And it was really hilarious. And it's like, you could do an OnlyFans like that. And then I'm like, you could do a massage like that. You could be like an erotic massage, and you could sell erotic massages because it's not sex.
That's true.
And then you could be like, I'm going to sell erotic massages.
I bet that's a thing already.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they call that a happy ending.
Well, you wouldn't be doing that on the front of the guy. You'd be doing it on the back of the guy. But what my thought was when I thought about
happy ending.
If Ron went and got that done, he would totally rub a girl raw with all his back hair.
Get rug burn.
True story.
Be like, damn, what happened, man? Oh man, I gave Chewbacca a fucking back massage.
So like one of my buddies, Dan, he's a pretty hairy dude too, and there's always been jokes about us like basically we're never allowed to make love because because there's going to be one of two things that will happen. Okay, we're either going to start a major fire from the friction, or we're going to get stuck together because of like static cling Velcro effects.
Right.
Somebody's going to have to get like a crowbar and pry us apart, and that's just going to be like you see like two dogs get stuck together.
It'll be like your hair getting tangled together or whatever, and like you
It's
gotta
gonna
pull it
get
apart.
dreaded together.
Which is why we're never allowed to make love.
I love it, the fact that he calls it making love. We're not allowed to make love. Can you just be like, oh, just in it and fuck and in and out?
We see making love to me denotes that you're a little
Like
more
taking
passionate,
your time,
taking your time,
face to face.
You know, I'm worried about making sure that you're happy. Fucking, and I got my wrong.
So you guys are allowed to fuck, just not make love.
Either way, we're getting stuck together. It's not allowed to happen ever.
I think you're just not allowed to make love. It's okay if you guys fuck. Don't worry, you guys fuck, don't you? You guys fuck. That's how it came up. You guys fuck, And his
then
wife said, dude, whoa, you guys will get stuck together if you make love, so don't make love, just fuck.
The amount of shaving that would have to take place beforehand.
Ouchie. You have all that like stubble because like, you know, you don't really like when you're as hairy as you are, you don't get like completely smooth. You get pretty close to smooth, but you can still kind of feel the
So like
right, so they would give each other like friction. It'd be like two pieces of sandpaper rubbing together.
Ouchie.
So like talking about that, like once way back in the day when I was with the ex, we both like shaved everything and I completely shaved the balls perfectly. That first time we did it was fucking phenomenal. And then like the next day we went to do it, there was like the 5 o'clock shadow on my nuts. That was like the worst thing in existence.
I feel like I remember you talking about that.
Never again. I'll trim them tastefully, but never again.
Tastefully.
I trim my shit tastefully, but never completely get rid of the hair.
I just...
What does that mean?
I feel like it would be really fun because it would be like the reverse of what you normally see, like a guy with just like some hair here, and a lot of hair here. But Ron would be like a lot of hair here, a lot of hair here, a lot of hair here, and just like nothing here.
Very tasteful.
It'd be like really
tastefully manscaped.
It'd be really funny looking.
I still think everybody should do the reverse mohawk down there.
Well, I was just thinking...
I just do a straight up mohawk down there.
I was thinking like this, if you really want to picture the picture that I'm... if you want to picture the picture that I'm thinking of about Ron shaving his pubes, think of him having all the facial hair here, but shaving this and this.
Hey, Ronald, just having a mohawk down there would just be like, what do they call that?
Landing strip?
Yeah, that would be all that is. It's not really a mohawk when it's down there. It's landing strip.
So you can just do
the reverse mohawk is way cooler because you shave the middle but leave the outside.
So now I'm having pictures.
Like
I've seen like
Prodigy.
There's like I've seen like a dude that's online who's like had like the handlebar mustache look, but like he had hair that went all the straight way down here and like. The handlebar mustache was shaved into his hair right his
It
nipples.
should just keep going straight down, and it could be like the reverse mohawk down here. You're just telling her to stay in her lane.
Okay, hear me out.
Maintain lane presence, please.
You know that, and I think we've sent this in our messenger before, but you know like those like spandex things that guys wear that just like cover here?
Yes.
And then like just hold the nuts?
Right.
Like you could shave
that pattern in?
Yes.
That's kind of like what guys
the fucking Borat. The Borat.
It is the Borat. Like the guys don't wear it. Borat wears it. That's really just about it. But yes.
No, I saw other dude like a big guy wearing one.
Have you ever seen it happen in real life?
No, I don't think so.
Well, the next time we have a pool party.
I want to say somebody. Wait, you didn't you?
No, Larry has one. And he was going, his buddy Paul got a hot tub, and when Paul's hot tub, because it was taking forever because of like COVID and shit, it was taking forever for that hot tub to come in. It literally took Paul like a year and a half to get his hot tub. And when he finally got it, Larry said he was going to wear it in. I don't think he ever did, which if I could find that, if we have one more hot day.
I will wear that shit for you guys.
That would be so fucking epic.
Please,
we could even still have cold day. I'd be like, man, we are running out of hot days, and it's been 70 degrees for like 3
we're gonna have
weeks.
I was like, hey man, it's cold out here.
We're gonna have plenty of hot times, babies. Anytime I wear that pool's just gonna start bubbling from all the hotness.
That's gonna be so fucking awesome. I'd be all about it.
But I will wear that for you guys. Ariana, you can take your glasses off. Missy, go blind, bitch.
Like, son of a bitch. She can take the glasses off. I'll put them on so it's real blurry for me. We can both see it blurry. It's like, I need your glasses. I need the glasses off.
And it'll just look like a blurry Chewbacca thing.
That's great.
A bunch of blurry hair.
Hell yeah.
Ariana, my most beautiful and amazing and lovely woman that I know.
Uh-huh.
The next one.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'm a simple man. That's all I need is just the next one.
Okay, well, let's do this first.
We're going to do the porn
shot. Yeah.
Ooh, yay.
And this one is the 7.3%.
It's a really pretty can, too.
And it is. It's very, like, tie-dyed and shit.
See,
right, but it's like a sky, too.
So, like, the logo kind of looks a little Star Wars-y to me, but, like, the name kind of reminds me of, like, a Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. It's just all around weird.
That's a lot of head.
It's a lot of head.
I like it.
I'm glad you like a lot of heads. Man, I discovered this weekend I can't fucking pour off of a tap for shit, and I was pissed at myself.
Oh, yeah?
So, Sunday, I got invited back to film, like, some more scenes for that cowboy movie thing. And since it was, like, the last day of the shoot and the owners were there, it was, like, god-awful, like, 90 degrees hot. They were like, hey, fuck it. And the place sells beer. They tapped an entire keg of Bud Light. And we're just like, everybody have as much as you want. And I'm like, on the one hand, it's Bud Light. Ew. On the other hand, free beer.
Right.
And
I feel like I wouldn't be able to play that have as much as you'd like game when I was trying to act.
I had 3, and that was enough, because 3 Bud Lights is enough.
Right. It wouldn't be that 3 Bud Lights is enough. It'd be like, Missy would get drunk rather quickly. Especially in the hot sun like that.
Well, you just sweat it all out, too.
Yeah.
But
that's when I would get the hangovers.
There were, like, cases of bottled water around, too, so.
It still has a little bit of a bitterness, but it does have the fruity and sweet finish that, like, it says it does.
It definitely smells like an IPA.
I got that. There's definitely that slight.
I got the IPA. That's a good one.
It's got the IPA back hit to it, but not a strong one.
I need to get me a one of those.
This is not bad. Well,
you said you got that in West Virginia.
Yeah, this is West Virginia. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to find it here. I mean,
right. I've never seen one.
Well,
I need to
but I feel like I've seen that logo.
I feel like something we need to look into, or I do, is like distribution networks for like craft beer shit.
Right.
Like, you know, what companies are distributing it around, because I'm sure there's like one for like the Ohio area and different regions, that sort of shit.
Right. There's this one, I swear, like, I've never had it before. It was some kind of orange beer. I can't remember what it was. But years ago, my friend Jess said it tasted really good. And she was like, she posted on Facebook, she's like, I punched a baby in the face for this. And she was saying, like, where she got it. And I was trying to contact that place. They're like, oh, yeah, we don't get it because of this. Like, you know, it's only like, pertains, like, to the time of year when it can be gotten. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Seasonal shit?
Yeah. I couldn't think of that word. And so I went through and called the company because it's like, I feel like maybe the first place said they don't get it anymore and it's just where it's distributed. Because I was trying to get up, like, I was calling other places to see if they had the beer. And then I was like, man, it's like, I want to try that beer. And then I called the actual company and they were trying to tell me, well, we get it this time and these are the places we ship it to and it'll be out in these areas here. And they were like, there's like a whole system behind it. So you can track down a beer and exactly where it's going to be shipped to. Like when it comes out or when they do make it or just, you know, if they're currently making it.
No, if you want anything hard enough, you can get it if you're willing to pay.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was they were talking about on the radio the other day? God, one of the drummers from Metallica that died years and years ago, they are making a beer in his honor.
Okay.
And for a sixer, it's like $36 and another 20 or 30 shipping.
Jesus.
Damn. Yeah, it was a dude on the radio in Cincinnati. I was like, holy shit. I was like, and they're like, all the proceeds are going to benefit some charity for like young musicians or something. I'm going, that's cool, but good God.
That's not too bad. It's like, what, $60 for a six-pack?
$10 a beer, but yeah.
Right. If it's going to be a good beer. If it's just going to be nothing more than beer.
It said lager, so yeah, it's going to be like a Bud Lighty type deal, you know? Nothing real extreme or, you know, you're not going to go, man, I've never had anything this good before. You go,
I would drink a couple of them, and then I would sell the rest later on. People might want it. Even if you can sell it for $15 a beer or even $10 a beer.
You're with that kind of thing. If you don't sell it for beer fans, you're going to get fans of the band. They're going to want it at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The bare minimum, the empty can, you know.
Empty can. Even if you can sell the empty can for $5, at least you only spent, you know, $30.
Yeah.
You might not make money from it, but you can just not be so broke from buying it.
Still, it's just one of those deals where it's like, it sounds a lot. You know, in the same breath, I know that I've spent that much on an individual beer before, you know?
Right.
But it's just, you know, when you put it in those terms, it's like, goddamn, how much are we putting into this shit?
Right. What did I spend on that little tiny beer? Like $10 on that?
Yeah, the little astronaut ice cream guy.
Fucking amazing beer.
Oh, that was fucking delicious.
But I wish I could find more of that beer because it was just like a sweet. I don't know.
It tastes like juice. It didn't really taste like a beer.
Right. I feel like I wonder if you could make like a really cool syrup out of it and make it as an ice cream topping.
I bet it would be good on pancakes.
Yes, it would be if you made the good syrup out of it.
Blueberry pancakes.
Imagine how great it would be to get drunk off of pancakes.
Fuck yeah, man.
God, I would love that shit.
Didn't we have some like flapjack blueberry pancake?
Oh,
beer shit
yeah.
once?
We did. Yes.
Yeah.
I think we've had maybe a couple.
Right. I remember having it. It was really delicious. Massively delicious.
Hells yeah.
Super good.
So, like, all that Bud Light was great, but the director also brought, like, a cooler of freaking beer. And I was like, I like being on his sets because, like,
Hell yeah.
the other sets I've worked on, there's not been anything other than, like, water and ham sandwiches, and Mike was all like, pizza, wings, beer. I'm going, man, fucking living this shit up today.
Right. I mean, if you're assuming the role of a low budget film to just act on the set and with the knowledge that you're not going to get paid, sure, you shouldn't be bitching about the water and the ham sandwiches, but at the same time, the gracious gift of pizza, beer, and wings, like...
Oh, I was fucking thrilled and having a great time.
Right. That's like a pizza party at school, man.
Fuck yeah. That was amazing.
Hell yeah.
Like, I saw a bunch of people that I hadn't seen in fucking years on that set, and it was cool as hell.
That'd be fun.
I think my favorite part was one of the scenes we were filming. It was like, because I was dressed up as an insane rodeo clown, there was a couple rest of us, and we were like, threatening the townsfolk or something. And the director was just like, hey, why don't you just take your gun and just poke her in the butt once in a while, because there was a chick standing next to me. Just poke her in the butt. I was like, okay. And then I took that from poke her in the butt to, I put the gun on my crotch and just started humping her.
What'd you put your gun on?
My crotch. Just started humping her and like stroking my giant gun cock at her.
Did you get bored? Like Ron did one day?
Like
no!
Like the other clown dude, one of the other clown dudes.
I saw a message on there, sorry.
One of the other clown dudes that was on there had a knife and like kept trying to use it as a mirror to look up her skirt.
That's awesome. I feel like I've seen that before on another movie. It wasn't a clown, but they were like using a knife to try to see up somebody's skirt.
We're talking like Splash or whatever the hell that was. A bunch of different movies. We started talking about it. What we did.
It's funny.
Like one of the dudes, the other clown dudes that was there was a black dude, and he had like no idea how to do clown makeup. So I was like, all right, well, I'll put makeup on your face. And when it was done, he looked like he was in whiteface. And we, like everyone that was there pretty much was like stand-up comedian dudes. And he was sitting there going, man, after this, I'm going to leave this on my face. I'm going to go right over that gas station. I'm going to walk right in like this. And we're all like, and we found out a black man was shot over here near Cincinnati for robbing a convenience store in whiteface. Somebody kept making like jokes about, Klan rally being around. He was going to like try to infiltrate it and shit.
That's funny.
One of the other dudes was sitting there talking about how, this was one of the white dudes. He was like, yeah, so like I did a show not too long ago, and apparently it was for a group of the Proud Boys. Yeah, I'm definitely not going back, ever being invited back to that club. Always like hanging out with stand-up comedians. They got great fucking stories.
Hell yeah. Good times.
I have no talent for that myself, and would not be able to get up on stage for shit, but those guys are fucking hilarious.
Good times. So, Ariana, the host today, you did say that you had funny things for last week, and we skipped last week.
And I don't remember, because I don't think I wrote them down. But, yeah, I was, like, in a really great mood last week, and I, like, it would have been great, but...
I fucked it up. Ron
fucked it up. Because I had to get my pipes cleaned.
I did have a thought the other day. So, I was thinking, okay, like, I've been having a lot of conversations about butt plugs lately.
Are you trying them out? Is this for
experimental
purposes?
No, I'm not trying them out. I'm just like, okay, so think about this. Okay, say you put a butt plug in, like a strobing butt plug in, and you go to work with it in, with the light on, and you can see it through your pants. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think you would get fired?
I don't see.
Or do you think, like, anybody would say anything to you? Or...
So
it borderline sexual harassment if they say something to you. Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess the first question is...
Oh, if they say something. I was like, would that be taken as you sexually harassing people?
So the first question is what kind of job do you have? Is it like a sit-down office job or like a factory job you're standing up all day?
For instance, your job, you're like a sit-down factory job, but you have to get up sometimes and go to the bathroom or go to get lunch or whatever you do throughout the day. You know what I mean? So, like...
I think it would be a case of, because it's more of an office environment, they'd be like, somebody pull me aside and be like, dude, the fuck, don't do that anymore, you're fired. Now, the next question I was going to say, what type of pants are you wearing? Pants, skirt, shorts? That's going to matter, too.
I feel like...
Well, I'm just saying, like, you could see it through your pants, or...
If it was pants and you could see it through your pants, people would be like, oh, hey, you left your flashlight on your phone on.
Yeah.
But it'd be like right in the middle.
But some people would just be like, I don't know, maybe they would say that because they're like, what's going on there? Like, let's poke at it, but not get in trouble for sexual harassment. Or if it was somebody who knew you, you'd be like, dude, are you wearing a strobing butt plug? My God. Like, if it was like your work friends or like your really close work people that know you wouldn't like tell on them or get them in trouble, they would probably say something. Hell, if you got a really, really, really close work friend, they'd be like, they're wearing a butt plug, watch this. And they'd run up behind you, just slap you in the ass, and just fucking go run off like they'd slap you in a butt plug,
Go right up there nice and deep.
Right, there you go. Too deep, dude. Oh, too deep.
You got it nice and adjusted, perfectly comfortable, stand there and work all day. Maybe like a little slight vibration going on.
Oh, man, I don't know about that.
Then somebody comes up and just...
Vibrating the bowels loose for 8 hours at work, that would just, I don't know, be like, oh, either you would have like massively good sphincter muscles or it would just vibrate them loose and then soon after everything would just drop out. Like you would either have like the clenching power of a fucking eagle talon just crushing shit, or you would be just like, whoops, dropping things out of my ass on a regular basis.
So how many times do you want to work now, Ariana?
None, but it happened.
She's like, none.
I don't know why the hell this came up. Like, I think, okay, so I was talking to somebody about promoting the butt plug, and, and I was like thinking of an advertisement, and I was thinking like you just get a line of people and everybody puts a strobing butt plug in, and everybody bends over, and then it's like Batman, like the bat signal in the sky, but it says the strobing butt plug instead.
That'd be great.
And it'd be like our little jingle, where we're like, the strobingbuttplug.com, but it'd be like, the camera pans up, strobingbuttplug.com, and it'd be like this big orchestral kind of thing.
Yeah, I like
kind
it.
of like an opera, like choir type
It'd
thing.
be a really good commercial.
Hell yeah.
We'd have an awesome commercial.
Well, people are putting them in and be like the orchestra tuning up.
That'd be hilarious.
I found out, okay, so you want to talk about good friends at work or whatever, I'm starting to realize that I don't have very much shock value to people anymore.
Oh.
And it kind of sucks because, so today, I've been like thinking about getting a piercing, and we were talking about it, and one of the guys, it was like me and my friend were talking about it, and then one of the guys was like, what are you doing? You getting like an industrial piercing or whatever? And my friend's like, oh, she's getting her sphincter pierced. And I was like, yeah, I'm getting my hemorrhoid pierced. And then later on, like I told somebody else about getting my hemorrhoid.
Right now, I think it'd feel really good.
I told somebody else about getting my hemorrhoid pierced, and she was like, we got on this topic of like getting toilet paper stuck in it.
Oh. And
so one of the guys at work, he has a bidet. And she's like, you would have to go to his house to use the bathroom. I'm like, yeah. And then so later on at break, I saw this guy, like he's the guy that works next to me. And he walks up and I was like, hey, when I get my hemorrhoid pierced, and he just goes, yeah. Like, it was like nothing at all. She's just like, uh-huh.
Tell me more.
And I was like, they said that I would have to come to your house to use the bathroom so I don't get toilet paper stuck in. He's like, that's cool. He goes, I just waxed the ring around my toilet so it flushes really well now. And that was it. It wasn't like... he was just like, yeah.
I like it, though, when I get to that level with people that I would just come up to them and they would just be like, oh, okay, that's typical Missy. Like, just fucking talking about the weirdest shit.
So, you know what I think is absolutely wonderful? Like, but when we started doing this, I'm pretty sure Ariana would be like, I can't say that. That's too embarrassing.
I don't know.
Well, yeah,
You were a lot more timid like a year ago before we started getting into this.
It depends on the topic.
Right. Because she was just like, I don't know about people watching me, hearing what I say at work. I don't know if I want them to hear me say that stuff.
I just say stuff at work.
And now she's just like, I'm whipping my dick out, slapping it on the table, like, listen up, fucks. I'm getting my hemorrhoid pierced. You're going to fucking like it.
It was funny. When I get my hemorrhoid pierced, it was like it was the most normal fucking thing in the world.
It's Tuesday. Let's talk about hemorrhoid piercings.
I'm like, who the fuck says shit like this?
That's really good.
So I've been thinking lately about how I get in these like really fucking weird conversations like that, and I'm like, it's like I'm a magnet for it, and I'm like, I don't know why, and it's like I don't even have to be the one to bring the shit up.
People know that you will accept that. They know that you will relate to it and add to it. They know that you will engage in that conversation.
That's very true.
That's just like, I have people just over the years, people would come to me and tell me their most like, I don't know, like if it's like they come to me with their most serious shit, but also they'll come to me with their most personal shit. Like, and even like years ago, this is when we'd go out to Rocky, and there was that old dude that went by the name Cassandra Love.
Oh God, that fuck.
And
I remember that name.
He was talking to me one day. I don't know why.
Old, scary fucking drag queen man.
I don't know why he was talking to me, but his conversation was about how when he was a teenage boy, his doctor told him, which I think his doctor was a little off and just probably was like, trying to groom him. I don't know. But he's like, yeah, my doctor told me that I should, like, wash my asshole because of this. And, like, I could get, like, E. coli and all this. I'm like, why would you get E. coli if you didn't wash your asshole? I mean, you should be washing your hands, not your asshole, And so he was telling me all about it. He's like, so every day I watch. I'm like, well, what do you do? I was like, do you soap up the rag real good and, like, do one of these things? Or, like, he's like, oh, I soap up my finger real good and I stick it up in there. I'm like, you learned this at 14 years old. Your doctor told you to do this? Like, yeah.
Finger your butthole?
Yeah, that's, I'm just kind of like, I don't think your doctor's, like, doing the right thing when your doctor...
Was the doctor giving prostate exams at 14, but both hands were on the guy's back?
Right.
That's what I'm wondering.
But, the thing is...
He's like, okay, so soap up your butthole. You just like stick your finger in there.
Let
and
me
then
show
come back
you.
And you tell me how it goes and like how
right.
you do it.
I don't think you did a very good job. Let me show you again how it's supposed to be.
Videotape it.
That's what I was thinking about this guy. He was like, what, probably in his 50s or 60s or something back when I was like 20 years ago. So 20 plus years ago. So when he, was 14 years old, so years before that, I'm just like, I don't think your doctor was doing the right thing.
That'd have been like the 60s or some shit when his doctor's telling him that.
But he was telling me this, and instead of me getting scared of the conversation, I'm like, oh yeah, really? So you do this? So you do it like this, and like this. I'm like, I'm trying to get him to give me as much detail as he could to see how comfortable he was. I'm like, that's not normal. People aren't very normally like really engaged in a conversation like that. I'm like, furthermore, maybe he was doing the wrong thing. But he wasn't being creepy about it. Not that I feel like, but I was only about 16, so
Well, in that same breath, Cassandra was like very homosexual and would have not been interested in the least.
True that.
And I remember hearing stories about Cassandra getting on stage at some of the old gay clubs in Dayton and doing all sorts of shit with people, so...
Fun times. His doctor did him a favor. Good job, Doc.
Like, one of the funny things I remember hearing from, you remember Creepy Craig?
Okay, no, he wasn't as bad. I was thinking Midnight.
Well, Creepy Craig knew him and told me that, like, after Rocky, like, ended or whatever, the dude basically, like, stopped all that shit and became, like, super Christian and religious and shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, people do that.
Yeah. Like, it was just, like, a night and day kind of a switch.
It's quite all right.
So, I was having a conversation at work. Somebody asked me if Buddy ever came back. Oh. And I was like, no. He said, well, he might have ran off. Cats do that. I'm like, yeah. I was like, I kind of feel like something got him, but it kind of sucks not really knowing what happened, And he was like, well, maybe he ran off and found himself a woman. I was like, well, I always thought Buddy was gay. I just started laughing, and I was just like, I kind of did always think he was gay.
You have gay cats. That's not the only gay cat you've had.
You're right. It's not.
pussies. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh God, I forgot. That was like 20-something years ago.
What was that cat's
Like
name?
25 years
He
ago.
would cross his legs so prissy-like, and he would just lay there and let the other little cat
Willard.
suck on his
We
nipples.
called him Catman, but his name was Willard.
So gay.
He was
God,
super
I
gay.
love it.
Yeah, and I was like, I always thought Buddy was gay, and they all just fucking busted out laughing. I'm like, what?
My cat's gay. It's okay.
That's great that you really seriously thought your cat was gay.
It's 2022. If everybody else can be gay, why can't my cat? Gay cat pride.
She just raises gay cats. That's what she does.
So
Gay
that
cat.
was another weird.
So what month is gay? What month is Gay Cat Pride Month?
I guess
Same
Gay Pride Month.
right?
June. Is it June? It's June.
Yeah.
We should know that. That was the last one. God. Who can remember these things?
That's great. The one that writes them down, that awesome stenographer we have.
So like I've just been making a list of the weird conversations I have, and I was gonna do it. I was like thinking of doing a segment where it's just like no context, and I'll just say what it is. And I know Missy had one too.
I did.
But-
You say some of yours, and I'll say mine.
So, hoe crickets and G-strings, toddler arena fight, gay cat, wearing the butt plug to work, dog buttholes and weird algorithms, identify as a coffee table.
I was pooping and felt romantic. I like it. It's a short segment, but a good segment. Probably a necessary segment.
I have
And
lots
if you
of
want to
those.
elaborate, like if you want to either like come
Right.
up with what the conversation was, or you want me to elaborate, or you can
So
just
let's
guess.
see. I was pooping and felt romantic. The smell of the shit reminded you of fertilizer, and that took your brain to flowers and roses, and you're like, oh, I feel romantic. I need to give some roses to my lady.
I feel like you had a poop and it like hit your G spot, and you kind of like got off a little bit when you were pooping. Like you know how like when you really have to poop,
Oh, it feels
like
amazing.
it feels like the best thing ever.
And that's
I
why
feel
anal,
like that's what was happening.
and that's why anal sex is a
And
thing.
like, but she was having some kind of thought at the same time, like some kind of like romantic thought at the same time, and so it made it feel like especially romantic.
So you said the cricket G-string thing earlier, and I'm just picturing like, crickets playing banjo with their G-string because they like rub their legs together to make the cricket noises. So it's just like cricket chirping, bow, 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 chirp, 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 bow, bow, bow,
Somebody
bow, bow.
wants like to have a G-string, like they're wearing a G. Okay, so either they want a G-string that has crickets on it because for whatever reason they like crickets, or they want to have a G-string that they could just it's a G-string, like it's a really sexy piece of like clothing, but then at the same time it's like it works like crickets do, like where they can like rub their legs together, but it produces some kind of tone, and it attracts their partner in, and that's what they're doing. They're like, oh, I'm sexy and I'm attracting my partner
Are you
in.
talking like cricket furries?
Yeah, I guess.
Buggies? What would you call that, a buggy? An insecty?
An insecty?
I don't know. What would you call that?
Cricket?
Is it a thing? I bet it's a thing.
I mean, well,
Do you want to Google it and put it on your history, or should I put it on my search
put
history?
it on my history.
I
I
don't
don't care.
I don't
So,
care anymore.
I always do that shit.
So the other thing you talked about was like dog buttholes, and that was giving me a flashback to
I thought he was going to say that was giving me a boner.
That was giving me a flashback. Dog buttholes were giving him a
It did. It
flashback.
gave me a flashback to filming. One of the dudes that was there filming, he brought his dog. He named it Betty White. And so, like, everybody just kept going, Betty White, get your ass over here. But, like, the dog was, like, running through the weeds. It was puppy energy, but a good dog. And at one point, the dog came running up. And I was like, the fuck is that black spot on that dog, that butthole? And, like, the dude looked at his dog's butthole. He's like, ah, shit. Okay, you're going to have to hold her because the dog had a tick crawling on its asshole. And the guy was just like, all right.
Good
Put the dog
times.
into, like...
An ass headlock?
Yeah, an ass headlock was just like, just took his fingers, just like, bloop, bloop, basically it looked like he just shoved his hand right up the dog's ass, pulled out the tick, threw it down, and stomped it.
That's good stuff.
So do you want to know what the cricket G-string thing is?
I do.
So my friend has a bearded dragon, and instead of buying crickets for it, she thought about buying like a bunch of crickets and breeding them. And then the other guy, the same guy that wasn't surprised about my hemorrhoid piercing, was like, you better hope there's some hoe crickets in there, and there's little hoe crickets wearing G-strings, and it like turned into this whole conversation about how like this cricket colony has to have hoe crickets so they breed.
That's
basically.
great. I like it.
My daughters wanted to have a hoe cricket colony in her house, and my only
Because
in her room, and my only response is, That's going to stank to hell and be nasty.
I just love the fact that he so caves to everything his daughter wants that he just considered that her house and her house.
Dude, when I fucking... So when she turns 18, I want to move out and get a fucking another place. And she can just do whatever, man.
That's great. So anyway...
Did we find out what it is?
I Googled insect furries. The first thing that came up was a Reddit post. It says, what would you call a bug furry? Reddit. So we're going to open this Reddit. We're going to start reading it. It's going to be awesome, I hope.
While she's doing that, is it time for the mystery?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is. I was just thinking that.
We call furries, furries. And we call reptile furries scalies. So what would you call a bug, which I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I did.
So what would you call a bug furry? Insect arachnid. I've been thinking about this for a while, and yet I don't think there's an answer yet. Going along with the previous naming convention, fur, furry, scale, scaly, exoskeleton, skelly. I actually rather like that answer, though. Makes me think of skeleton.
I was going to say, it makes me think somebody's got a boner for skeletons.
Yeah, okay. No dooting, sad skeletal, doot. Okay, so it's NYEHHEHHEH. I don't know what that is. Shoot, we're going to go down a fucking rabbit hole. That is good, for I, the great Papyrus, would love that title. Somebody got my hint. The Drolf Fist pumps being a game nerd. Woo. Scary skeletal. Spooky skeletal.
The only thing I can really say about...
Skellies and crawlies. A buggy. Crawlies. Buggy.
I like crawlies. Crawlies sounds good.
I like crawlies too.
Crawlies sounds good. Anthropods. Insectoids.
So the only thing I can really say about having an insect... like
Exos.
Exos. I don't really say about having like an insect fetish in terms of like a furry and everything. The problem is it makes me think of praying mantises. And when a male praying mantis humps a female praying mantis, what happens afterwards?
It bites its head off.
Yeah, and I'm
okay, gotcha.
I'm like,
so the dude's gonna die. This smells like tea.
I'm like, I don't know how sexy that quite is. Unless it's the fear of, I'm gonna hump you then run away so you don't eat me.
This smells like an Arnold Palmer. Like those Arnold Palmer teas.
It's really like hazy.
It's Yeah, it's got this really weird swirl in it. Like a sediment swirl. It looks like you know those back in the day exorcisms?
Okay. So get up close to the light and look at it from this side in the light. Because I can kind of see it now.
Yeah, I can see that swirl in there.
Can you
But look from this side, not from your side. Look from this side. See if you can.
Well, I think the trick we need to do is try to catch this on camera.
I don't see anything on this side. I see a bunch of bubbles and just a thickness.
Here, hold it.
You gotta look close.
Hold this behind the camera. Yeah. And put it to the camera. See if they can see it. Maybe wipe some of the haze off the glass. I don't know. Try the other camera.
Okay, look at it. Look at it. Hold on. See it?
Yeah. It's kind of like sparklies in there or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe almost glittery. That's the word I'm looking for.
That's what it is.
Glitter sparkles. Is this a unicorn? Ooh. I don't know. Ooh, did I see? Oh my god! This is literally have glitter sparkles in it, and there's no way you'll be able to get that on camera because I can barely see it.
I know it's hard to see, right?
Oh my
I was wondering
god!
if maybe we should have used different glasses, but I don't think it would do any good.
No, it wouldn't.
You can only see it I don't know.
Oh, I can see it in your glass really good.
I know. I don't know if you could see it or not. If you'd be able to see it in the camera or not.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up, see if there's a.
Let's see.
I don't know. A thing like
I can see
promo
it in
done for
this.
this beer.
I can see it in this one, so maybe you can see it if it's up close.
I don't know. We'll see if there's a promo done for this beer if I can't find it in the thing, and then maybe put a picture of the promo. That's awesome.
I like that flavor too.
Ooh. Is this a sour?
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
It's not a super sour, but it's definitely there.
No, it doesn't have that acidic vomit taste, so that's good.
Is it like a citrusy sour?
I don't
I think it's
think So I'm not sure though.
Definitely like it.
It's not
Still
bad.
reminds me of tea. I feel like it's going to be like some kind of unicorn beer. It's got to be. I mean, with the sparkles in it.
That is
Ready?
a damn good sour.
You guys ready?
Yes.
It's a very tame sour.
It is called Unicorn Farts.
Oh, yay.
Dew Claw Brewing Company. Sour Me Unicorn Fart.
Sour
I feel
mead.
like I've... Sour me.
Glittered sour ale.
I feel like I've heard of this before.
Ale brewed with fruity cereal and edible glitter.
That's amazing.
So there is glitter in it.
It's 5.5%. Craft be cherished, rules be damned is what it says.
Yay.
So let's see. I don't know. It just says fruity cereal. Pony up for a taste of this glittered sour ale brewed with a trio of fruits, fruity cereal, and a swirl of edible glitter based on the flavor profile of the famous Unicorn Farts donut made with fruity cereal. This beer is medium bodied with big fruit notes, slight tartness, plus a hint of malty biscuit. A fantastical collaboration between Dew Claw Brewing Company and Diablo Donuts.
This is fucking fantastic.
So, malty biscuit just sounds gross because it reminds me of soggy biscuit, but
Biscuit is weird to me
Well,
because I don't know why it's biscuity.
no, if you think about it, it's all grain flavors, and biscuits are made from grain too, so. This is fucking delicious. I
But
like
yeah,
this
it's
one
not
a lot.
bad.
I do like it. It's a good sour.
I think man, the glitter is fucking cool though.
Mm-hmm.
That's what drew me to it.
Like, I would love to see.
Yeah,
I would love to go to this
totally.
brewery and see this shit like on tap and like a nice big freaking glass.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people would be missing out because they'd be like, I can't see the fucking glitter,
No,
It's-
if it's a dark brewery or dark bar, yeah, you're not gonna notice it. But
Well, I mean, see how long it took us to find it and notice it?
See, it would have been cool if the sun was out and shining or whatever.
I feel like
if
that
you were
would
like
be
out
a
in the
lot of
sun, you
help.
could probably see it really well.
Which this would be a very good
so I wonder how.
out in the sun beer, but sitting relaxing in the sun, not doing a lawn mowing job.
Like,
It has
I
like a
wonder how they decided
so.
how much glitter to add to this when they were brewing it. They're like, more glitter. Fuck it, add more. And then, like, during the brewing process, like, when you start, because it's really thick and all that, I bet this shit shined like nobody's business. And they're like, oh, that's too much fucking glitter. And then a bunch of it fell out into the sediment in the bottom of the tank.
Right.
And if you were drinking a ton of this stuff, because, the edible glitter isn't going to come out in your shit.
Or do they
hope so.
do? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Glittery poop. Well, they make those glitter bombs, like those little capsule-filled glitters, and
Yeah.
so you can poop glitter.
Really?
Yeah,
You haven't seen those?
No.
I think I should get some so I could take pictures of my poop and send it to you guys. It gives me it doesn't really. Well, it gives me an excuse to.
Like, it
I
gives
mean,
me
honestly,
purpose.
I could just do it. But you guys be like, oh, gross, bitch, why are you doing that? But then if it has glitter in it, you'd be like, okay, I see why she's doing that,
Rainbow
Oh.
poop.
Eat lots of fiber for.
Eat some corn salsa, street corn salsa.
So I was posed the question a couple weeks ago by my nephew. How many toddlers do you think you could take in like an arena fight, like a gladiator arena type deal?
That would be hilarious.
So my thoughts are on.
So your nephew asked that question?
Your nephew also? Matt.
Oh, okay,
So,
gotcha. I
like,
thought you meant like
are we
Carl.
talking? Are we talking armed or unarmed?
I would say, are you armed or?
Them or that's the question.
I would say like everything but a gun. Like everybody's armed with whatever kind of weapon.
Because
like kids' toys. It'd have to be on their level. Would
Yeah,
it?
maybe.
Or are you you're fighting off the arena, you're fighting off the kids.
Yeah, you're fighting off
Ooh.
kids. You have
so
to-
I'm gonna say that like 1-on-1 you could keep going forever, but if
You could tire out.
you could tire out, but 1-on-1 you're gonna just keep going and going. Like 20 maybe. But the big trick is like if it's 20 all at once, they're gonna fucking mob your ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
That's the question. Is it like 1-on-1 elimination style? Is it they just keep throwing toddlers at you with the intents of they're trying to kill you?
Right, but
I think
this
so.
brings me to the time when I was like 15, and for some reason, I don't know why my neighbor thought it would be a good idea to allow a 15-year-old to babysit her 5 children that were all under the age of 5.
Was she on drugs?
No, but she just probably wanted to get the fuck out of her house and get away from her kids. So she had her oldest son, and then she had twins that were like 2, and then her husband had a 2-year-old that he brought into the marriage, and then they had like a 1-year-old. Well, she's about 9 months old when I met all these kids.
Man, I want to drink more just hearing about that.
That the kids were 2.5. But so, like, these kids were all like, they were all pretty cool at times, and then sometimes some of them were just fucking flat out shitty. But there was the one time, like, the one kid, so it was like the guy's kid, and he had, like, a lot of issues going back and forth between his mom and his dad, which I get it. He was young. He didn't know how to process that. But, so he's fighting with the other kids, and so he's fighting with this other little boy that's his age, and I couldn't get him to quit fighting, so I was like, all right, guys, just, I'm like, what kind of damage can 2-year-olds do to each other fighting? I just thought they'd get a little mad at each other, like push each other around a little bit, and then be done with it. And no, wouldn't you know, I got these 2 little 2-year-olds fighting, and they're really into it. They're getting pissed. They're like picking each other up and throwing each other, and you got like the older brother go, get him, Jay, get him. I'm like, we gotta stop this shit. I'm like, nope, bad idea. Didn't work out. Can't let the kids fight it out.
Blood sports, toddler blood sports.
So yeah, toddlers can put up quite the fight. Let me tell you.
The trick with the toddler fighting, I think, is going to be more along the lines of. So, I'm pretty sure I could definitely take and chuck a toddler pretty far, but they're going to keep coming back for more if they're like a legitimate attack fight. The trick is like, are the toddlers like out for my blood, or are they just there?
I mean, that's the point of
right, because I was kind of like, what's going on? Why are these toddlers trying to attack you? Do you have to actually fight them? And could you actually physically throw a toddler? Could you just be like, no, just go throw a toddler, no problem there. I'm just fucking heartless. Or you could be like, I'm going to sit down and try to do this the right way. I shouldn't be throwing toddlers across the yard.
If it's a death match, you know what I'm saying?
It's a theory, though.
It's right.
So you're talking about throwing them across the yard. I'm thinking like a Roman gladiator style arena.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
In the hot sun.
So you're just going to throw them to the lion?
Kind of. And it's like, the trick is...
a lion somewhere for the next event.
Like, the trick is you chuck the toddler and it lands and it starts crying and you're like, does that count as a win for me? Or is like when the kid gets done crying, gets pissed off and come back after me?
Right. Well, I mean, a toddler, if you pick it up and throw it as hard as you could throw it, it probably wouldn't be getting back up. But my thought is...
But it's not going to die. It won't die from that.
No, but if you got a Roman gladiator style arena, would there be like certain pits, like the viper pit, and then like the stake, the pit of stakes, and then you got the lion pit. Like, you're surrounded. You're basically out in this little like island in the middle of nowhere. And it's like a sumo wrestling match, but with toddlers. And so you have all these toddlers that, they're trying to push you to one edge, and you're trying to push them all to one edge. And whatever edge you fall in is your fucking fate. So not only do you have to be like, man, I got 20 toddlers right now at the same time trying to push me backwards. Be like, I don't want to fall into like the tiger pit. I don't want to fall into like this pit. So you got to watch your back to see where the pit is, to where you would be the least bad pit that you would fall in, and then also you're just trying to push these toddlers in random directions because they're not getting out regardless of where they fall.
The other thing is the fucking toddler that does kill the grown-ass man or woman, that fucking toddler, get a knife, whatever the fuck they do.
What does he get next? What's his next fight, or does he just win?
That kid is going to be fucking...
I really didn't have this debate with Matt.
I'm feeling like that toddler, it's not going to win. They're just going to keep putting it back in. They're going to keep leveling up and leveling up.
I hope the next time I see him, I'm just going to be like, whoa, dude, hey, Matt. So what about this toddler gladiator style arena?
How many kids does he have?
He doesn't have any kids.
Oh, okay.
He's like...
He is a kid.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's like 15.
Okay. So when he has kids... I'm picturing like like the old bum fight videos, but now with toddlers.
See, I think you could just take as many toddlers on until you're just tired, because
you could do that. I mean,
I'm picturing it's more along the lines of weight. So what's the average toddler weigh?
Like 25, 30 pounds. Probably.
Okay, 25, 30 pounds. Okay, cool. So like a grown ass man, I weigh like what, 250?
Mm-hmm.
So how many toddlers is that in there to equal my weight?
So you get like 3, about...
Make it even weight class, you're going to have...
5. No, what am I? I'm like being really stupid. It's about 8.
Say 25 pound a toddler. make the math easy. So I'm going to have to take on 8 toddlers to match the weight class.
8 to 10 toddlers, okay.
So, I mean, bare minimum, there's enough of them that 250 pounds is going to be evenly distributed versus just like me fighting another, guy my same size.
I think 8 toddlers would be rather easy, but if
they are trained in the art of fighting in this fighting arena,
you'd probably be taking on like 3 or 4 of them, and if they were trained and you were not trained, you get fucked up after probably 3 of them.
Train a toddler to kill people though? Come on.
In this
you gotta think though, they still have the toddler mentality.
But you could. If you train them, it's cool. This is okay to do. This is what we do as people in the real world.
Instead of like fucking Dora the Explorer Teletubbies telling them to be friends, you got like Dora going, okay, now cut the carotid artery. The carotid artery. Say it with me, cut the carotid artery.
And then it would go over in Spanish.
C is for carotid. A is for artery.
You got like some Muppets going, this is the Achilles tendon. This will keep your business from running away.
I'm picturing Chucky. Then you'd have to go like with Chucky style. His attack style, because you can teach a toddler to do anything you want to teach a toddler to do, but you'd have to go with their body and their attack level, which would be the Chucky style. So it would have to go through like the Achilles tendons and just certain places. You have to stab them right here. Go for that.
Cut them in the balls.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you'd have to teach them where to go for. You can't just teach them to go for the jugular or the heart. They'd never fucking get it. Like, you'd have to teach them, this is what dismantles them here.
You gotta,
right, exactly.
You gotta cut the victim down from the fucking knees up.
Right. You gotta take them down. Get them to where they can't stand. And when they can't stand, just
if they throw you and you land, start crying, you're going to get sympathy and they're going to be like, oh, I'm sorry. And then when they come over, that's when you turn around and you throw dirt in their eye and you fucking stab them.
Teach the toddler to cry. We're going to teach you to cry to get your way. Oh, I'm hurt. And then, no, you're a fucking animal. We gave you drugs. You're not hurt. You're a fucking beast. You got this.
It's play the fucking sympathy card. Fucking old people love that shit.
Oh my, old people love that shit. Toddlers getting in fights, being attacked. Play the sympathy card. Old people love that shit.
Kid starts crying. Don't you fucking cry for real. You know what this game is.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. But we could train toddlers to do anything we want, like fight adults. But could we train adults to fight toddlers? You would have to unprogram so much programming on how you treat a toddler.
I'm just thinking it's like fighting zombie toddlers.
Toddlers look the way they look, so we feel for them.
So we don't fucking kill them or neglect them.
Yeah, exactly. That's like it was. We were.
It's a survival thing.
So for my brain, I would definitely have problems fighting girl toddlers. Just because, oh, my daughter was like that size once.
I would not have trouble fighting boy toddlers. I'd be like, my little shitheads were like that once.
One time they tore up my house.
Right.
You're like, this was like little Logan. Oh, snap.
Some fucking rage going on and shit. Oh, my God, no.
Suppose it also matter, what age the adult is and if they had any kids of their own.
Yeah, I feel like they had kids of their own and they're really good with them, and they got to that point where they're really mellow and peaceful with them. They'd be like, okay, this is cool.
We don't need to fight. I'll save you. Come on, I'll be your dad. Come on.
No.
And then as soon as you pick up the kid, you get stabbed in the back.
I don't know, because when you have that level of being mellow and just chill about shit, you have the ability to think, straight. Because if you're getting pissed and you're you're
bitch. They've been trained since they could walk to kill adults.
But the thing of it is, so you got these toddlers coming after you, but yet you had kids and you learned to be chill and mellow. You have two options. If you're chill and mellow, you can think properly. You can be like, man, what the fuck's this kid doing?
I feel like the shitty trailer trash parents in my town would have a definite advantage over me. Fuck these goddamn kids. I'll break this little bastard's fucking neck.
See, I had one guy say, as long as it wasn't my kid, it wouldn't be a problem.
But so, the thing of it is, but if you are the type of person to where, you're just not logical, you just aren't chill and mellow, and you get pissed off really easily, you're going to take that kind of mentality of like, I got to beat this kid's ass. You know, me, when I became chill and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be screaming at my kids. I don't want to be hitting my kids. I don't want to be doing this. And I want to do things of a matter of fact. And I want to do things with logic. You know, I don't scream at my kids. I don't yell at my kids. So, you know, but I have that mellow mentality of I can think clearly and you know, like I would try to reason with the kids.
And they stabbed her to death.
Well, there would become a certain point where I'd be like, whoa, hey, you know, I'd be like fighting them off, and I'm like, these kids aren't they're not rationalizing, they're not thinking of things. I'd be like, then I would still be, you know, I might be a little bit more scared, my adrenaline might be up, but it wouldn't be frantic adrenaline. It would be like, oh, I need to survive. What should I do? I can outrun these kids. Should I just run or should I stomp them into the ground? And then, you know, it would be much more of a logic.
I feel like I could outrun them in the short term, but in the long term, they're going to outlast me. I got longer legs. But they're going to have energy that's going to last forever. I'm picturing, like, fighting a bunch of, like, rabid chimpanzees or some shit.
Right, that makes sense. But you got to think about the toddler mentality also. Like, they lose interest and get sidetracked easily and get distracted easily. You just be like, put on like some little like thing that's very distracting to them, and they'd be like, oh, and they just get really, they'd be so engrossed. And
I'm
you'd
thinking
be like,
that they're like,
throw snacks at them, be like, here's some cookies, guys, chocolate milk, you know, juicies and popsicles.
I'm thinking that like their fucking trainer, because they're gonna have a trainer to teach him to be that much of bastards.
They don't have the attention span.
Yeah.
You can't train attention span to a 4-year-old. I mean, you kind of can, but it's still...
These are fucking murderous toddlers. There's somebody sitting there whipping them going, no, you will stab that fucker. I said you will, or I'm going to fucking stab you. You just keep hitting them, and they stab a little bit here, and they cry. You don't fucking cry over that. Now fucking kill him.
I feel, I don't know, like, I feel there would be like a massive confusion thing that, like, if they didn't stab themselves or stab each other just in a pursuit of aggression because that's what they were taught, like...
like toddler on toddler fights, and whichever toddler wins the fight gets graduated to fight the adults.
I mean, maybe that too, but also you would still have that toddler mentality. They're going to be distracted. They're going to be like, oh, I don't have the attention span. So once they fought 1 or 2 toddlers, they'd be like fighting you. You'd just be like, here's some cookies, let's take a nap. And then they would just be like doing their own thing. You'd be like, that stupid toddler. And then you'd just be able to easily walk away.
And this is how Missy died in the toddler fight. Trying to mom them. Because it sounds like a very mom perspective.
You just throw snacks at them. Just throw snacks and fucking cartoons at them. They would, what's this?
If they've never seen a cartoon before, they've never seen a treat. They've been taught that if they put here's a treat, they give them one treat, the trainer does. And then, like, they go for the next
fucking
one.
Stabs them in the hands.
Yeah. And they associate good tasting things with bad pain.
I feel like still, like, you know, survival would set in. If they're fucking hungry, they'd be like, ooh, what is it? What is that? It's food. Like, you know, there would be
If you kill that guy, you get sweeties. You kill that bitch,
right.
I'm giving you fucking candy.
Here you go, throw the candy out, and then while
you like that candy? Yeah.
you just fucking run.
You like that candy?
They would be so trashy careless. They'd be like, ooh, and they'd throw the knife or the weapon down, and they would just be like, candy, and they'd just be fucking engorging themselves with this fucking candy while you're just picking up all the knives like it's no thing, and they don't even realize you're doing it. You'd be like, ah, I got them all.
If you have candy of your own.
Right.
At best, I'm thinking you get like a net and like a knife.
I'd still run. Fuck them.
Now I want a fucking net and a long spear to fight the toddlers.
Run! He's in it for the kill.
Any weapon you want. See, I would get a mace.
I want a fucking net. Because you get a net, you throw it at the toddlers, they're going to be all tangled up in it. They're like, and while they're doing that, you just stab, like fish in a barrel, man.
How many weapons do you get? Do you only get one? Because Ron said he wants a spear.
It's like one of those things where it's like maybe there's like weapons strewn about the whole place, and it's like you can run and you can like replace your weapon with whatever weapon.
But no guns.
No guns though.
Right. Medieval type weapons.
Yeah.
The pokey, stabby things, long stabby things, throwy things, and spiky ball. Yeah, a mace would be pretty cool.
Right?
I'm also going based off of what I think I could comfortably use. having never been trained on it. You know, you're just suddenly dropped into this toddler fighting
I
arena.
think it's instinct.
I mean, literally, you could take that fucking mace and hold it at your ankles and just start spinning circles, and they're gonna run after you. It's gonna be like, bloop, it's gonna be knocking them off every.
You see, knowing my luck, I'd be spinning that mace and it'd miss and like whack me in the leg, and they're gonna take the advantage.
Well, you don't be stupid with that weapon. You have toddlers after you.
I want the
as long
Killer
as
toddlers.
That's why I want the long fucking like what do they call those things? The shit. They got like a pokey on the end, like a little hook. There's a fucking name for those things, but I want one of
I know what
those
you're talking about.
and a net. Because you got to throw the net at the toddler, they're going to get all tangled up, and you stab them.
That son of a bitch wants to fucking kill them after the fact that they're not able to get him. He's like, I'm going to.
It's a fucking death match, right?
Back up.
He's like, I'm going to throw the net on them, and they're just going to get tangled up in it, and they're going to cry themselves to sleep under it. And when they're not paying attention, I'm just going to fucking stab every single one of them when they're fucking sleeping and cry themselves to sleep.
It is a fucking death match, bitch.
Ron wants to kill toddlers after they're already fucking just not able to kill him. He's like, you know what? Fuck these toddlers. It's like, they have no means to attack me because they're stuck in the net, but I'm still going to kill them. I'm going to show those turds who's boss. Like,
This is a fucking death match. I figure at the end of the day, if I don't kill the toddlers, the fucking grown-ups that set up this sick sadistic trap, they're going to fucking kill me.
It's me or the toddlers.
No holds barred, bitches. You asked, y'all set up the scenario, I completed it, damn it.
I agree with Ariana. I'm just going to take that mace and take them all out at the knees, and when they can't get up, I won.
Whoever gets too close, you kick them back.
What about the snake pit and their lion pit? You'd be like, oh, you have to kill them, and they're like laying there on the ground, incapacitated, crying. Are you going to be the one that's like, fuck, they're going to shoot?
I'd be like,
they're going to fucking kill me, or I'm going to have to do this. All right, well, little Sally, into the lion pit.
I would just.
Jimmy, you're going into the viper pit.
I feel
Fuck
like
you.
I would just go. I'd be like, it's cool. It's all right. Like, I would be cool with that. Or else, let's see. I would probably just throw them in like the steak pit that I said it was there. If the steak pit was there, that's their best chance, because if they don't get thrown and impaled on a stake, they're just down there. Like, they might
in with all the rotting corpses.
Yeah, fuck it.
And the ones that survive the steak pit and survive being thrown in the pits get brought back next time to have more trauma.
But if you absolutely have to throw them in one of those pits in order for you to not die, and you're wanting to preserve your own life, I would throw them in the pit in which that they could possibly miss all stakes and be alive. If they get thrown in the viper pit, they might all get bit. If they get thrown in the lion pit, maybe they'll all get just dismembered and maimed and fucking just shredded to pieces.
See, I feel like I'm being a little bit more humanitarian, because it's like they're going to keep in this horrible life cycle of every time they survive, they got to go back to the next one.
Okay,
For me, it's a case of
kill them all,
and
so they don't have to endure. Gotcha.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Kill them all. That way, their suffering is done.
There you go. All right, kill all the toddlers. I'm with you on that one now.
Because they're just going to keep bringing them bastards back. These guys already obviously have zero morals about this. They're just going to keep bringing these poor fucked up kids back who've killed and killed and killed.
What a life to live. Right, let's get rid of their life so they don't have to live it anymore. We're killing the toddlers. We're killing toddlers, friends.
Yeah!
Yeah, we went there.
And that is how we got canceled.
Putting them out for their own good. It's like when you have to spank your toddler for being bad. You feel bad about it, but you know in the long run they're going to cry, but in the long run they're going to be better for it.
There you go. That's fair, I guess.
In this case, you're going to have to make it so they're not going to have to kill anything. Sure, you're going to have that fucking trauma of killing like 25 toddlers on your mind forever.
But that's your trauma. You're ending their trauma. They won't have to live a lifetime of trauma. They're only 4 years old. They might live until they're like 40. You're already 40. You can process things better than they can.
Yeah.
Props to Ron for being such the humanitarian.
Yeah, kill the toddlers!
He needs a medal, he needs an award. He just needs all of his bills paid and to never pay taxes again.
And to kill toddlers.
I have another cool story too.
Okay, sweet.
If we're done with this.
We should. We should do that. Or should we do it this time or next time?
Next time because I have to pee.
I mean, I guess.
Let him go pee. You just do your cool story.
Yeah.
Do your cool story while I go pee.
So I was at work the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Like after, it might have been the day after our last episode came out. I don't know. But anyway, like I'm sitting there at break. Hi, Sam. He should be our next podcast.
Ooh, yes.
I'm sitting there at break, and like there's like people like the guy that was called Daddy at work, and like another girl, and they're going like this to each other and looking at me and laughing. And I'm like, what the fuck are these weirdos doing? You know, like I have no idea what's going on. And he walks up to me later on, and he goes, "Oh, I found my soulmate." And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, your podcast, Vabbing. And I'm like, I forgot about this. So like,
yes.
So they were like over there sniffing each other and going, oh, and I'm like, what the fuck is these weirdos doing? And so anyway, the next day that girl, like I not really talked to her too much. I don't really know her very well, you know, and she's in the bathroom. Like I happened to see her in the bathroom, and I was trying to think of something to say. I was gonna be like, you can't tell that I'm vabbing in here because there's vagina everywhere or something like that, you know. And I'm like, but I couldn't think of like the right way to say it, and so I didn't say anything. And then the next day, I called her in the bathroom again. I was like, hey, you vabbing today? And she goes, she's like, what if somebody heard you? That's what you're talking about. And I was like, I don't care.
This is great.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
Absolutely. Oh, hell yeah. It's good times.
Hell yeah.
We need to get ourselves out there. Apparently people are liking us.
Yeah, we have a couple of fans apparently.
Yeah, apparently we have a couple fans.
We have fans?
Ariana's co-workers were smelling each other and laughing, and it comes to turn out they were talking about our episode about vabbing, and they were like, I found my soulmate. You're vabbing today, aren't you?
Oh,
and they said that to her. So, yeah.
Awesome. So while I was going to pee, I had another thought on toddler fight thing.
Sweet. Oh, Jesus.
There used to be a video game on PlayStation 3, Dante's Inferno.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And, like, one of the levels was lust. Okay? And, like, the boss battle of the level was this chick that kept squirting aborted babies out of her nipples. And you had, like, a scythe, and you had as a weapon to go fight it. And, like, literally the fucking boss battle was fighting aborted baby fetuses.
And what was this on?
Dante's Inferno on PlayStation and Xbox 360.
So that must have been some, like, indie game. And
oh, no, it was a fucking huge game at the time.
Well, right. I've heard of it, but I just mean, like, could that is that really, like, Konami or PlayStation or...
It was. I don't remember who made it specifically.
That's absolutely crazy.
I just remember, like, when I worked at the mom and pop game shop, like, there were kids that would try to get their parents to sell it to them, and, like, it was like, the game was mature, their parents like, I don't give a shit, and I'm like, so let me tell you about the lust level, guys. Literally the first
level.
That it was based off the 7 Deadly Sins.
Ooh, okay.
And the lust level started off with, there was a literal tornado of people having a fucking orgy, and you had to shoot a lightning bolt through it to get into the lust level, and the entire everything about it was sex themed.
I need a game system, possibly a lot like your arcade cabinet, and I need to be able to have these game ROMs for such games, because I've been hearing about some games from, like, some coworkers before about, like, PlayStation 4 games and shit like that, just shit that is indie, and I would love to be able to play these.
Dante's Inferno was like a AAA title.
I still would love to be able to do this. Diabetes. It was Dante's. Dante's Peak. Dante's Info.
Stop looking on my shoulder.
I love it.
Dante's Inferno movie, Dante's Inferno video game. Who the fuck made that? It was Xbox everything. Publisher EA.
Wow.
Electronic Arts. They make all the fucking like Madden
EA
games.
Sports. That's funny shit. That's amazing.
Yeah. But that's what that's what I suddenly started picturing while I was going pee for the toddler fighting.
Oh, that's great.
Dante just had like a giant bone scythe, and he just kept spinning around and slicing and dicing babies.
Hell yeah.
In the lust level, there were also prostitutes that would like come crab walk to you, and they would attack you with their vaginas, which would shoot out giant like pincer teeth. That was definitely a thing.
That sounds fun.
And on that note,
Dude, did you see my comment? Like, I looked at one of our episodes, and Missy's like, "I will never fart on this show." And I was like, "You lie," or something.
she pooped her pants.
I don't like. I totally have to see that because I totally lied, or just didn't lie, but just said, you know what, fuck it, farting.
We'll never have. It's just like we'll never tell another poop story again.
We will always tell a poop story.
Anyway,
All right.
That's about it. Yeah.
did we learn anything?
Ooh.
We learned I have a great plan for toddler fights.
We learned that I thought Ron was a sadistic bastard, but no, he's actually the humanitarian of the year with trying to just kill any toddlers that's programmed to kill people because it's better for the toddlers in the long run. Yeah.
They're in for a better life that way. It's a short life.
I also learned we have fans that Ariana works with. This is great.
Yeah.
Hi, Ariana's coworkers.
Hi.
We love you. Mwah. I rub my left nipple at you. Am I right?
She's like, damn it, I'm working with people. Son of a bitch.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. What'd you learn?
I don't know.
That cat needs to be our pod cat.
Yeah, he does this still though.
Well, he'll learn.
I don't know that I learned anything really. I mean, the same thing you guys learned with the toddler fight shit, pretty much.
Oh, yeah, those are most like engaging. That was good stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I learned a lot about you guys.
Right, about the toddler killing. You just want to learn a lot about your friends. Give them a scenario about killing toddlers.
Yeah.
See what they would do.
What they would do in a
gladiator battle of killing toddlers. Gladiator toddler battle. What would they do?
A moral
dilemma.
Corrupt situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no nice people here. This is a situation where everyone's kill or be killed, shit or be shit on. I got shit on.
Shit or be shit on. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
My God.
All right, we need to do our thing.
She's trying to smell it. That's
We need
great.
to do our thing.
Stop! That stinks! Ew, gross!
It's like vabbing with Missy's butt juices.
Yes. So,
Okay, so
StrobingButtplug.com.
TheStrobingButtplug.com. Like, subscribe, share. Kill toddlers!